Hello children, again we are here to see our new chapter NCERT chapter number 5, unit 3rd. In unit 3rd we are having two chapters, magnetic effect of current and magnetism. Now today's learning objective that we are going to discuss, today's learning objective that we are going to discuss here of our chapter NCERT chapter number 5, that is magnetism. Last year some of the parts deleted from this unit, but still things are not clear, so we are doing here. My dear children, what do you mean by magnetism here? First I want to clarify things. Dear children, the phenomenon of attracting substances, attracting substances like iron, cobalt is called magnetism. Is called, my dear, magnetism. A body possessing the property of magnetism, that is called here magnet. My dear children, I can say some of the magnets, artificial magnet, are available in the market. Some permanent magnets are also there. Artificial magnets, the permanent artificial magnets are made up of some metals, or I can say some alloys. The metals and alloys like carbon, steel, these have a shape like that of bar magnet. Here is a bar magnet in which the two poles are there, north pole and south pole. And another kind here, that is like this. So my dear children, this is a U-shaped magnet, this is a bar magnet available in the market. What are the properties of bar magnet? Here we are going to discuss the properties of bar magnet. That is attractive property and poles. First is attractive property and poles that we are discussing here. I mean to say that, my dear children, when a magnet is dipped into iron fillings, it is found that the concentration of iron filling, that is the attracting power of the magnet, is maximum at the 2 points near the pole here. If you suppose iron fillings are kept nearby, so it will be attracted like this. Here less. So I mean to say that the attracting power is maximum at the 2 points near the end and minimum at the center. यहाँ पर minimum at the center, यहाँ पर maximum होता है. Minimum at the center, the places in a magnet where the attracting power is maximum. यहाँ पर ये जो स्थान है जहां पर अट्रैक्टिंग पावर मैक्सिमम है मेरे बच्चों, that is called poles. While the places of minimum attracting power, जहां पर अट्रैक्टिंग पावर मिनिमम है यहां और यहां, that is called neutral region. Okay, then So this is the attracting power and the poles that are available in the magnet. Then second property is the directive property and north-south poles. Second one is directive property. What is that? When the magnet is suspended, its length becomes parallel to the north-south direction. Suppose here the magnet is suspended, say through a thread. Then this is pole north, here it is south, or I can say this is east and this is west. So this line in which the magnet is there is called magnetic meridian. If the magnet is suspended with a thread, it will automatically go in the direction north and south. The magnet is suspended, its length becomes parallel to north-south direction. That is very important property. Then what do you mean by magnetic axis? Dear children, the line joining the two poles of a magnet, here you can say that is called magnetic axis. The line joining the two poles of magnet is called magnetic axis, as you can see here. And the vertical plane passing through the axis of a freely suspended magnet, that is this plane here you can say, that is called magnetic meridian. And the length from here to here, that is called magnetic length. The magnetic length, that is represented by 2L. So my dear children, the magnetic length is the distance between the two poles. Suppose here, this is the magnet. The distance in between the two poles, north and south, along the axis of the magnet, that is called effective length or magnetic length, that is represented by 2L. As poles are not exactly at the ends, poles are here, not here. As the poles are not exactly at the ends in the magnet, so the effective length is lesser than the actual length. Say the effective length is capital L. The effective length is capital L. That is, you can say 2L is less than to that of capital L. So I can say the effective length is lesser. Then what I observed here in a magnet, poles exist in pairs. Another thing that we are discussing here, another property of magnet, that is poles exist in pairs. Poles exist in pairs here. In a magnet, the two poles are there, are found to equal in strength. Two poles, that is north pole and south pole, each are having the equal strength, so and opposite in nature. If you cut it, if a pieces, each pieces becomes again a magnet like this, north pole and south pole, with two equals and opposite poles. This shows that when you piece it, again we are getting the two poles. So I can say monopole does not exist. So monopole do not exist here because the two poles of equal strength exist together. Two poles of equal strength exist together. Then another property, repulsion is the short test of magnetism. And another important property, repulsion is the short test of magnetism. Yes, we can do this with a little of activity. Suppose we have two identical pieces. One is this one, say it is iron, and another one is this one. This is bar magnet. We are taking the same length, same size. Two things we are taking here. One is iron and another is magnet. The distinguish which is iron and which is magnet. So what I have to do here, the bar magnet attracted the iron. Bar magnet attracted the iron, and also one end of the bar magnet. Suppose you take another bar magnet. The bar magnet attracted the iron and one end of the magnet, which is opposite pole of the magnet. However, one end of the bar magnet repel only like pole of the given magnet. Hence, if suppose this is north pole, this is south pole, so it will attract only north pole. तो अट्रैक्शन आयरन को भी करेगा और नॉर्थ पोल भी करेगा. बट इफ दिस इज सपोज साउथ पोल एंड दिस इज नॉर्थ पोल, दैट विल रिपेल एज सून एज द रिपल्शन अकर्स through magnet. Then you can easily identify this is the magnet and this is the iron. Is it clear? So my dear children, this is the short test of repulsion. So one end of the bar magnet repel on the like pole of the given magnet. Hence, the repulsion occurs between the testing bar magnet and one of the two given pieces. दो given pieces ले लीजिए और एक bar magnet ले लीजिए. Bar magnet will attract iron and one pole of the magnet. Another pole will repel. As soon as the repulsion occurs, you can immediately say that this is the magnet. Okay, so repulsion is the short test of magnetism. Then another property is magnetic induction. What do you mean by magnetic induction? A magnet attracts certain other substances through the phenomenon of magnetic induction. For that I can draw a diagram and easily understand the phenomenon. How the magnetic induction. Suppose this is the magnet. Here is the north pole and here is the south pole. Take some alpines and nearby it. So it will, due to this north pole, the opposite pole will create here. This is south and this is north. Then again put it here and another alpines. So this is south, this is north. Like this. You can do this activity at home also. Take a few alpines and magnet. Then due to induction, we are getting the opposite pole here. Okay, so by inducing opposite pole in a magnetic material on the side facing, we are getting here. This is called magnetic induction. What do you mean by demagnetization? Demagnetization, when a magnet gets demagnetized, it means it loses the power of attraction. It loses the power of attraction if it is heated or it is hammered. If it is heated, hammered or AC is passed through a wire wound over it, then what we can observe? Due to heating, it may get demagnetized. Okay? So my dear children, write down. Then we see. So these are some properties which we can see here. Then my dear children, the next thing which we are going to see, that is Coulomb's law in magnetism. What do you mean by Coulomb's law in a magnetism? In the first chapter, we had seen the Coulomb's law in electrostatics. So here, the Coulomb's law Coulomb's law in magnetic field, the Coulomb's law in a magnetism, with the two magnetic poles. Suppose we are having here the magnet, and in this magnet, suppose the magnetic strength is M1 and M2 respectively. The distance between them is say R. They are kept at a distance R apart. Then the force of repulsion or attraction between the two poles is directly proportional to their pole strength, that is M1 and M2, and inversely proportional to the square of its distance, that is R square. The product of their pole strength is inversely proportional to the square of its distance. So my dear children, the constant of proportionality here is mu naught upon 4 pi M1 M2 by R square. Here you can see the constant of proportionality here is mu 0 upon 4 pi. That is the value of mu 0 upon 4 pi. Mu 0, the value of mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 raised to the power minus 7. Here is 4 pi. So you can say this is 10 raised to the power minus 7. That is Weber per ampere per meter. Here. So my dear children, this is the Coulomb's law in a magnetism. What do you mean by magnetic flux density? The force magnetic flux density, I can say magnetic flux density. That is that. The force experienced by a unit north pole, the force experienced by a unit north pole, suppose this is the magnet, it is the north pole, and the magnetic strength is M, and at a distance say R, point P is the unit pole strength is there. So my dear children, the force experienced by a unit north pole when placed in a magnetic field, a unit north pole, it is to be placed in a magnetic field, is called magnetic flux density, or it is called magnetic field intensity, or it is called magnetic field intensity at that point. So I can write here force experienced by a unit north pole F by M. So you can write here mu naught 4 pi M1 M2, both are M. So you can write here M by R square. This is the magnetic field intensity. Then I want to explain what do you mean by pole strength. What is pole strength? According to our Coulomb's law, that is F is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi M1 M2 divided by R square. I want to explain pole strength, or if the value of M1 and M2 is 1. Suppose the value of M1 M2 is equal to 1. The distance in between them is 1 meter. Then the force experienced, these all are 1. So this is the value here, 10 raised to the power minus 7. This is the force. So 10 raised to the power minus, if suppose the force is 10 raised to the power minus 7 Newton, then put all the values over there. The 10 raised to the power minus 7, 10 raised to the power minus 7, 1 into 1 divided by 1 by square. So what we are saying? the value of m1, m2 is say m. If these values are m into m, so what you are getting? M square is equal to 1. M square is equal to 1, or m is equal to plus minus 1. That is ampere into meter. Now I want to explain what is pole strength. The strength of a magnetic pole, is said to be 1 ampere per meter if it repels an equal and similar pole with a force of 10 raised to the power minus 7 Newton when placed in a vacuum at a distance 1 meter. Okay, this is called pole strength. Then, my dear children, what do you mean by magnetic field lines? What do you mean by magnetic field lines? The magnetic field lines. What is that? In the beginning of this chapter, we have seen what is magnetic field. The magnetic field is the space. Magnetic field is the space around a magnet or the space around a conductor carrying current. Space around a conductor carrying current in which the force of attraction or repulsion can be felt. Write down: force of attraction or repulsion on a magnet can be felt. Then, according to our scientist, that is called Faraday. Magnetic field line is an imaginary curve. So I can say, my dear children, like this. Here, say this is the magnetic field line. Is an imaginary curve, the tangent to which, say at any point here, like this. Here, the tangent to any point gives us the direction of magnetic field. B at that point. Here you can say this is the point P or A. This tangent gives the direction of magnetic field. Okay? So dear children, we will see in our next module the properties of magnetic field lines. Bye.